A single thought can reshape your entire day, your entire life. Imagine waking up and hearing the same words every morning. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, wrote this over 2,000 years ago. Yet its truth remains unbreakable. Think about it. How many times have you let external events, traffic, rude comments, unexpected setbacks, hijack your emotions? You feel powerless, tossed around by the chaos of life. But what if, instead of reacting, you paused and repeated that single line? You have power over your mind, not outside events. It's more than a quote. It's a call to reclaim your power. Imagine a soldier on the battlefield surrounded by chaos, blood, and screams. He can't control the war, but he can control his mind. He can choose courage over fear, focus over panic. That's what Marcus Aurelius did. That's what Stoicism teaches. Now think of your own battlefield, your office, your home, your relationships. The chaos may look different, but the choice remains the same. Will you hand over your peace to every passing insult, every traffic jam, every criticism? Or will you anchor yourself in that single thought? The Stoics believed that every moment offers a choice, to react or to respond, to surrender to emotion or to stand firm in reason. And that choice begins with a single thought. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Picture yourself at the end of a long, exhausting day. You're frustrated, angry, drained. You replay the moments when things went wrong, the colleague who undermined you, the partner who snapped at you, the plan that fell apart. But what if, instead of rehashing the chaos, you repeated that single thought? You have power over your mind, not outside events. Feel the shift. Feel the control returning to you. Because in the end, life isn't about what happens, it's about how you meet it. And when you choose to hold on to that one Stoic truth, you become unshakable. Imagine your mind as a fortress, strong, impenetrable, unyielding. The Stoics believed that every time you let external events dictate your emotions, you open the gates of that fortress to invaders, anger, fear, doubt. But what if you kept those gates closed? What if you guarded your mind like a sacred stronghold? Epictetus, the former slave-turned-Stoic teacher, said, "No one can harm you unless you allow it. It's not the insult, the rejection, the disappointment that wounds you. It's your perception of it. You are the gatekeeper. The world can throw chaos at you, but only you decide whether it enters." Picture yourself in a heated argument. The other person is shouting, trying to provoke you. Your natural instinct is to lash out, to defend, to retaliate. But what if, instead of opening the gates, you paused and said to yourself, "I have power over my mind, not outside events." Suddenly, the emotional storm loses its intensity. Their words no longer have the power to penetrate your peace. The Stoics didn't teach suppression, they taught control. The mind is like a castle, and each thought is a soldier. You can choose which soldiers to arm and which to disarm. You can choose which battles are worth fighting and which are distractions. Every day you face intruders, negative news, toxic people, unexpected setbacks. But each time you remind yourself of that one Stoic quote, you reinforce the walls of your fortress. You strengthen your resolve. You guard your peace. And over time, what once rattled you will barely touch you. Because the mind, when disciplined, becomes your strongest defense. Detachment doesn't mean indifference. It means clarity. It means the ability to separate what is within your control from what is not, and to let go of the latter. The Stoics called this the art of turning the obstacle upside down. What if, instead of reacting to setbacks, you observed them with calm detachment? Picture yourself holding a cup of water. If someone bumps into you, the water spills, but if you're holding nothing, nothing spills. Detachment is the practice of emptying your cup, of releasing the need to control what you can't. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment." Imagine your boss criticizes your work. Your instinct is to defend, to justify, to feel wounded. But what if you detached and asked, "What does this say about them, not about me?" Suddenly the sting of the criticism fades. The power shifts back to you. Detachment isn't about being cold or emotionless. It's about seeing clearly. It's about reminding yourself that the storm is outside you, not within you. You can watch the clouds pass without being swept away by the wind. And each time you practice this, you move closer to mastering that one Stoic quote. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Perspective is the key that turns chaos into calm. When life gets overwhelming, the Stoics teach you to step back and zoom out. Instead of drowning in the moment, you rise above it. Epictetus said, "Remember, it is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Imagine you're standing on a mountain. Below you see the chaos of the city, cars honking, people shouting, sirens blaring. From above, it all looks small, insignificant, temporary. This is the gift of perspective, the ability to look at your problems not as a victim but as an observer. The argument with a friend, 1 hour in a lifetime. The financial setback, a bump in a much larger journey. The disappointment, a page in a much longer book. When you rise above the noise, you see the bigger picture. And in that space, the chaos loses its power. Marcus Aurelius often reminded himself that he was just a man, a speck in the vastness of the universe. What is your suffering in the grand scheme of things? He would ask himself. The answer was always the same: small, fleeting, insignificant. Perspective is your anchor. It grounds you in reality, reminding you that life moves on, that the storm will pass, that you have survived worse and will survive this too. And each time you rise above the noise, you reinforce that single Stoic truth. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Resistance creates suffering. Acceptance dissolves it. The Stoics didn't teach passive resignation. They taught active acceptance. They taught the art of saying yes to what is instead of resisting what isn't. Marcus Aurelius said, "Receive without pride. Let go without attachment." Imagine someone cuts you off in traffic. Your blood boils. You curse under your breath. You grip the steering wheel tighter. But what if you accepted the moment instead? What if you said to yourself, "This is what's happening. I can't change it, but I can choose how I meet it"? Acceptance is not surrender, it's strength. It's the ability to face life as it is without being consumed by what it could have been. Think of a river. When a rock falls into its path, it doesn't rage against it. It flows around it. It adapts. It continues its course. You are the river. Obstacles will come. People will disappoint you. Plans will fall apart. But in every moment, you have a choice: to resist or to flow. Each time you choose flow, you practice the art of acceptance. You reclaim your power. You strengthen your mind. And you embody the Stoic wisdom that says you have power over your mind, not outside events. Gratitude is a weapon against chaos. It grounds you in what is instead of what could be. The Stoics practiced gratitude not as a feel-good exercise, but as a mental discipline. Epictetus said, "He is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has." Imagine waking up each day and asking yourself, what do I have that I once prayed for? Your health, your family, your mind. The Stoics believed that what you focus on expands. If you focus on lack, you will always feel poor. But if you focus on what you have, you will always feel rich. Picture a man who loses his job. He could spiral into despair, cursing his luck, blaming the world. Or he could ask, what do I still have that I can build upon? That shift in focus turns loss into opportunity. Gratitude is not about denying reality. It's about recognizing that even in the worst moments there is something to hold on to, something to learn, something to appreciate. And when you anchor yourself in gratitude, you reinforce that Stoic wisdom. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Emotional mastery is a skill, and like any skill, it requires discipline. The Stoics treated the mind like a muscle, something that needed daily training, not occasional inspiration. Marcus Aurelius, despite ruling an empire, took time each morning to write down reminders, reflections, and intentions. Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one, he wrote. Imagine starting each day with a simple practice. Before checking your phone, before speaking to anyone, you sit in silence and set your intention. Today, I will not be moved by what is outside my control. It's a small act, but it shifts your entire mindset. Discipline isn't about being cold or detached, it's about being deliberate. When you feel anger rising, you pause. When you feel impatience bubbling, you breathe. You become the master of your mind, not its slave. In ancient American cultures, warriors practiced this too. Before battle, they would sit in silence, focusing not on the fight ahead, but on controlling their inner world. They knew that the mind was the first battleground, and the outcome was decided there. Think of your mind as a garden. Every day, negative thoughts try to creep in like weeds, doubt, fear, envy. The disciplined mind pulls them out before they spread. It plants seeds of calm, patience, resilience, and over time, that inner garden flourishes. The world may be chaotic, but your mind is not. You've trained it to remain steady like a mountain amidst the storm. This is the discipline of the mind, and every time you choose it, you reinforce that Stoic truth. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Letting go doesn't mean losing. It means releasing what was never yours to control in the first place. The Stoics saw life as a river, constantly flowing, never stagnant. Epictetus said, "Some things are up to us and some things are not." Imagine holding a rope. On the other end is a heavy weight, a missed opportunity, a painful memory, a grudge. The tighter you hold, the more it strains your hands. But what happens when you let go? The weight drops and your hands are free. The same goes for the mind. When you cling to the past or try to control the uncontrollable, you carry unnecessary burdens. But when you let go, you reclaim your energy. You create space for peace. In Native American teachings, the eagle represents perspective. It soars high, seeing the entire landscape, not just one moment. You can do the same. Step back, rise above, see the bigger picture. Maybe that missed opportunity led you to something better. Maybe that rejection taught you resilience. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting. It means accepting. It means saying, I can't control what happened, but I can control how I move forward. The past is heavy. The future is uncertain. But the present is where you have power. And every time you choose to let go, you strengthen that power. You reinforce the Stoic wisdom. You have power over your mind, not outside events. In a world that values noise, silence is a superpower. The Stoics practice silence not as withdrawal, but as a way to gain clarity. Marcus Aurelius said, "Silence is a refuge. The words of others are not in your control." Your response is, imagine someone insults you, trying to provoke a reaction. Your instinct is to retaliate. But what if you chose silence instead? What if you let their words hang in the air, unacknowledged, unanswered? Silence disarms conflict. It denies the other person the reaction they seek. It gives you space to think, to breathe, to respond from a place of strength rather than reactivity. In ancient tribes, elders taught young warriors to sit in silence before responding to provocation. It wasn't weakness, it was wisdom. It allowed them to act from reason, not rage. Think of silence as a pause button. Before sending that angry text, before saying something you'll regret, hit pause. Take a breath. Ask yourself, will this response serve me or will it enslave me? Silence also teaches you to listen, not just to others, but to yourself. When the world is loud, silence brings clarity. It helps you hear your own thoughts, your own intuition. And in that space, you regain your power. The world may shout, but you choose when and how to respond. That is the gift of silence. That is emotional mastery. And every time you choose it, you reaffirm the Stoic truth. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Gratitude is the anchor that keeps you grounded amidst life's storms. The Stoics believed in appreciating what you have, not mourning what you don't. Seneca wrote, "He is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has." Imagine starting and ending each day with a simple question. What am I grateful for? Not in a generic, surface-level way, but in a deep, intentional way. Think of the air you breathe, the food on your table, the mind that allows you to think, to learn, to grow. Gratitude shifts your focus from lack to abundance. It trains your mind to see blessings instead of burdens. It transforms setbacks into lessons and losses into opportunities. In Native American traditions, gratitude was woven into every aspect of life. Before a meal, they thanked the earth for providing. Before a journey, they thanked the land for safe passage. Before a conflict, they thanked their ancestors for guidance. Gratitude wasn't a feeling, it was a practice, a way of living. Picture a man who loses his job. He could spiral into despair, blaming the world. Or he could say, "I am grateful for the experience, for the skills I gained, for the lessons I learned." The situation doesn't change, but his perspective does. Gratitude doesn't erase pain, but it soothes it. It reminds you that even in the darkest moments there is light. That even in loss there is gain. That even in struggle there is growth. And every time you practice gratitude, you remind yourself of the Stoic truth. You have power over your mind, not outside events.